Welcome to Mystic Medicine. I am Dr. Niikee'sha Fae, mystic mentor, medicine woman, and higher realm guide. It's actually my honor and my privilege to be able to, facilitate the work, that I do. And something that comes up time and time again is that so many of us are capable of deep insight. The main barrier that I see with the people that I work with is belief. And belief in the self is a huge one, but also belief in what's possible for them or for anybody in that way. And, you know, how we perceive is exactly what we are able to bring into creation. And so, people will say, it's a really wonderful gift that you have to, be able to do, this level of work. And, the truth is I believe most of us can. And it really is about belief, but also courage, to have the courage to trust the information that's coming through. Like I remember, for a long time in my early practice as a naturopath, um, receiving information about things. And I'd be like, I can't tell them that. They'll think I'm mad. They're going to want to know how I know that, why I know that, all the things. And it was really only me not having courage that didn't allow, you know, what's available to me to be the way it is now until I allowed it to be so. And so it's almost like so many of us are just stuck on the starting block. And until we allow ourselves to go deeper and to trust and to follow our intuitive nudges, that's when it gets stronger. It's like a muscle. It's the more that we use it, the easier it gets to use as well. And then the more we allow, the more we start to recognize is actually available to us. I remember when I was first, from my academic side, my academic brain, it'd be like, okay, I can't ignore this anymore. And my awareness was like, and I'd be like, okay, I'll let in all this extra information. And I'd be like, oh, wow, this is kind of cool. Like, how am I going to work with this? How can this be useful for everyone? And, it wasn't until I let go of the need to control and the need to have answers to why of everything through the thinking mind as well, that all of a sudden all of this other level of information, is available. And it was interesting. I just wrote a post about it this morning. If you're enjoying my transmissions and my work, please do jump on the social media. If you're on social media, I have the School for Metaphysical Practice, which is my school, which I share a lot of teachings through, all the way through to practitioner training. And I was sharing um, about the timeline split. And, a lot of people are talking about it now because there's a whole lot of us that are doing the inner work to awaken and to create differently in the world. And then there's a whole lot of us that are still doing the same thing, like not ready or willing or whatever reason to awaken or to even entertain that, things can be different. And, it's always choice. There's no right or wrong about that. But what's happening is the more evolved those of us who are choosing a path of evolution become, the more obvious it is for those who are not choosing to evolve. And, what the guides talk about is it's painful, right? Like we love these people. And a lot of the time they are our dear families. But because we're all sovereign beings, we can't make anyone wake up. We can't make anyone see things that they're not ready or willing to see. And so part of the mastery on this other new evolved, new earth timeline potential that a lot of us are are working through now, even if it's in and out, but we're aware that it's there, is the mastery of this is to be okay with this, to allow the old world to just be as it is, because there's nothing we can do about it anyway. And the pain that it causes us trying to make people wake up, it actually lowers our frequency. And so we get entangled back in the old world dynamics as well. So to stabilize this higher frequency reality, we really need to examine acceptance and tolerance. It doesn't mean we have to agree with them, but they don't have to agree with us. And that's fine. Allowing everybody to be on their own soul journey in their own time is what helps us to stabilize this higher frequency matrix that's coming more and more online for us. And I'm very excited about. And I'm sure you are too. If you're coming to this level of transmissions, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But we have Christine here. Hello, lovely Christine. Are you there?
Uh, hey, yes, I am. Hello.
Hey,
Can
hi,
you hear me?
hi. Yes,
Hi.
yes. Hey, was there anything particularly that you wanted to bring forward today, or have any questions about
Yeah.
anything?
Um, Especially when you're talking about awakening
Mm,
and choosing, and I'm not in resistance to other people not waking up or even what's happening in the world. It's more
yeah,
the individual process of my health, feeling like that's in the way of my awakening, and I know it's probably there for the purpose of it. But if I
yeah,
can't get to, well, I can't. I feel like the root is evading me of
yeah.
of coming to peace with it.
Yeah, 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 definitely. And you're 100% right that, what ends up projecting out into the world through our physical is signposts for us about what's happening in our inner world. So where there are
Yes.
things in our subconscious, that's out of alignment in that way. So was there anything particularly that you were looking at, or do you just want me to do a field reading?
Yeah. Well, it's showing up as autoimmune, which is, just overreaction. Um,
Yeah.
and again, it doesn't. It's more that in the reaction to the internal within me. Yeah. Generally, just tell me what's coming up. Maybe that'll be helpful.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. And because I always like to empower and teach at the same time, being being the
Hmm.
being the teacher archetype, is so when we think about, so I'll help you to understand it a little bit more deeply. So
Yeah.
the thing about autoimmune is it's regulated by our thymus gland. And so our thymus gland is in our heart space. It's the same
Right.
energy as, the energy of our heart space. And so what our heart space teaches us about is about compassion, about
Mm.
tolerance, acceptance, all of those sorts of things. And so when we think about autoimmune, is actually attacking the self. And so, is
Yeah.
there a pattern there, even if it's subconscious for you, but you might have it in your awareness, where there might be an old habit of you picking on yourself?
It's very interesting. Like I've been on this path for decades, right? And I'm also a teacher and a spiritual healer, and it's so hard for me to see my own patterns.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
not obvious
Mm.
where I'm hurting myself, except when I see the food, and I know that I follow the Course in Miracles, so I know it's not an attack of with food. The food has nothing to do with it. Um, so
Right.
I would love some insight into this.
Yeah, yeah. So, sorry, excuse me for a second. And so, what it feels like is there's an ancestral weaving in it
Mm,
from your mother line. So, it feels like there's a pattern there around there's a belief that the world is harsh. The world is a harsh
yeah.
place. And then stemming from that around how how maybe there's something you're not doing right in the world for why it's turning out the way that it is.
Mm.
Can you relate to that?
Well, I'm the black sheep, right? So I'm not the one that fits into the family. Like family seems to be very different than me.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm here
yeah.
and I'm here visiting them right now. So, but again, we've all, there's this big acceptance finally of, of who I am and who they are, and well, it's been that way for,
Right.
for a while. But yeah,
Yeah.
I just don't know where to go from here.
Yeah, yeah. So what happens with these family patterns, they're often woven through the DNA. And so that DNA
Okay.
projects that same
Mm,
field of information out into the
sure.
world
Yeah.
so that we actually do have experiences for our evolution. That's the greater reality, is that these things are there for us to grow through. And so by you
Yeah.
being in a family where they're not like you actually helps you to strengthn the resolve of who you be and coming back to that
Right.
self acceptance and not needing
Mhm.
that acceptance, from the external as well.
Right. Yeah. My favorite saying
And
is, it's happening for me, not to me.
yes, yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yes.
Yeah.
And it's like, so
Mhm.
that beautiful awareness, how we can actually bring that into the lived experience by
Right.
examining the depth of your belief in that. Because we often find there's these
Okay.
beautiful wisdom sayings, and we go, oh, and then you know how they keep growing and they land deeper and they land deeper and they just keep landing deeper?
Right.
The more that you kind of
Mhm.
explore, the more that you explore that sort of pattern. And so just let
Yeah.
me tune in and we'll get you a practice that, can help
Okay.
you. So what we're going to do first is I'll get you to imagine you turning around and you've got your mother line standing behind you all in light, and there's a golden cord that's woven through. Can you connect with that?
Yes.
And so what I'll get you to do is just imagine you're gently pulling the cord towards you, and it's just unthreading that
Mm.
belief that the world's a harsh place. And it feels like that pattern of belief is what has heightened your sensitivity coming into the world, because that threaded
That makes
belief
sense.
that it is harsh. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And scary,
And
like there
so,
was no, my mom didn't never felt safe.
yeah, 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 yeah. And so as you gently just keep pulling that thread,
Mm.
that golden cord, you're just releasing the ancestors from that pattern as well. Because what's happened a lot of
Mm.
the time with these patterns is they just get repeated because they get mirrored when we're
Mm.
young, because we just see that behavior and then we just take on those beliefs without knowing as well. And so the cord is stopping at your grandmother, actually, and she's just
Mm.
holding it. So it's her in light. I'm just going to give you a moment because she's got a message for you.
Okay.
Just open to receive. Are you able to receive something?
The only thing that I'm hearing is I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I love you. I set you free,
Mhm. Mm.
because it's not your pattern.
And it's not your fault.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not your fault, it's not your pattern.
yeah.
And
Whew.
then so yeah, beautiful.
Mhm.
And then so she lets go of the rope now and it passes through your mum in light. And your mum just smiles at you, a twinkle in her eye. She knows you're here to break the patterns for the family. Her higher self knows that.
Yeah, yeah, she knows. Yeah, it's very beautiful. Thank you.
Mhm. And now the cord dissolves
Yeah.
and it dissolves all the way into the back of your heart space. This beautiful golden sparkles from that cord just start to fill all through your energy, just seeing the beautiful sparkly gold. What this is doing is helping to rewrite that story, to rewrite that story because it never was yours. It's a pattern now that you can just be aware of without it having to play out for you.
Mhm. That'd be nice.
Yeah, yeah. And so now, as you breathe into your beautiful heart space, getting more gold. So, just seeing that beautiful gold spiraling through your heart space. So, this beautiful dimensional metallic gold is here. It's a Christed ray. The gold is a Christed ray. And what it's doing is it's bringing you a deeper understanding of who you be and why you've come. Just breathing into that. And what that's doing is just gently sending ripples out from that, just harmonizing in your energy any thought that there's something wrong with you for being different, because it's not true.
I'm
It's for a
having
reason.
some real congestion on the right side. The left side is much easier to breathe into. Not that there's anything wrong, but it just feels like a little more collapsed or heavier on the right side.
Yeah, so just bringing some more of that sparkly energy through there.
Thank you. Yeah.
And so if you keep working with these energies for the next couple of weeks, just sitting with that beautiful gold energy from your heart and seeing that overflow, and then the beautiful gold sparkles around in your energy. And as you simply sit in those energies, breathing through your beautiful heart space and allowing yourself to access the gift that you are in your uniqueness.
Mhm.
Really allow yourself that grace. Acknowledge the gift that you are for your uniqueness while you're breathing these golden energies every day for 5 minutes for
Okay.
the next couple of for the next few weeks. That'll help to repattern that.
Oh,
Right.
that was very
All
powerful.
right, I have to fly.
Thank
We've got
you.
another caller, but sit with those
Yeah.
energies.
Thank
Yeah, and
you.
enjoy. Yay, no worries.
Bye.
Bye. Jackie, Jackie. Sorry, time goes so fast.
Hello.
Hi. What would you like to bring forward?
To be honest, anything that possibly comes your way.
Right, we're going to sit with Just got more of this beautiful golden energy coming forward for you. And so where where it's centering for you is around your heart and solar plexus.
Mhm.
And so it's kind of right in the middle of your torso. And what it's helping to do there is to harmonize this capacity for you to also honor yourself as much as you honor others. So valuing your time for
Mm.
you as much as you do for other people. And so it feels like there's an imbalance there with that. It feels like you have this tendency to be doing everything for everybody else first at the expense of often what you desire to do for yourself. You resonate with that?
Mm.
Just going to breathe those beautiful golden energies. And whilst it's beautiful to be in support of others, but when we
Yes, it definitely is.
yeah, it's a beautiful thing to do, but what happens is when it becomes to be at the expense of the self, that we become
Mhm.
depleted, and then we're not really good to anybody when we're running on empty.
Mhm.
And so it's okay to spend time on yourself. It's actually really important. It's really important to do that, to spend time for yourself as well, because not only can there's more of us to give from a place of overflow than it is from us trying to keep giving from a place of depletion. And it becomes no fun as well. When we give until there's nothing left, it becomes no fun. And you want it to be fun. Life's too short to be running on empty
Yes, life is
all the
too
time.
short.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Totally. And so, your beautiful spirit guides that are in light would love to see you honor yourself in some way much more often. Is there something that you really enjoy that you keep putting in the back burner because there just doesn't seem to be enough time?
Mm. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not really sure.
Yeah. So, what sort of things do you enjoy doing? What's your favorite?
Um, what do I like doing? I like spending time to myself, going out, shopping alone,
Yeah. Yeah.
having
Yeah.
being by myself.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. What sort of other things do you like doing?
Working alone, like being by myself, doing school by myself, certain like different type of things.
Yeah. 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 Okay. So, do you tend to spend more time by yourself?
Yeah, I would say so, most likely.
Yeah. So, maybe that's where the imbalance is. There's some imbalance around
Maybe.
that. Yeah, 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 yeah. And so, is there a reason for why you tend to prefer your own company than that of others?
Less people, less drama, just be by yourself, don't have to worry about other things.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, so what it what it feels like is that bringing a little bit more balance to that, because by having a belief that, everything else outside is a could be a potential drama, it's actually limiting that changing at all.
Do you see
So
anything
it
with my grandmother?
your grandmother. Yeah, so it feels like that she does come in from time to time for you,
Mhm.
but it also feels like that because there's that sort of cocoon around you, that there's not an openness in your energy to be able to, allow her presence to be more known for you.
Mm.
Yeah, there's definitely something there. So we've just got a couple of minutes left, but what I'd really love for you to do is work with this golden energy just in the space between your heart and your solar plexus. So if you can imagine a beautiful golden light between your
A
heart
beautiful
and your
golden
solar.
lot.
Yeah, a golden light, a golden metallic sparkly type of light between your heart and your solar plexus. And as you gently breathe into that, just allowing that energy just to create a little bit more space. It feels like there's this energy restriction between you being in the world and the sense of self. So if you work with this golden energy, but we're going to have to pop off because the next person's on. But if you work with that golden energy and allow that to move out through your energy and work with that every day for a couple of weeks, and maybe open the door a little bit to allowing others in your life, that's going to help for you to have a more well-rounded experience.